Hello, friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of Snap Judgments. We'll see if this one ends up on the podcast feeds, but we're at least live on Twitch, and this will be on YouTube on the Saturday. So hopefully you're watching this and enjoying it. I am joined today by two of the best players in Marvel Snap, Ika, the king of deck building, and Unhelpful Yoda, who is crushing the Infinite leaderboard currently. Let's kick it off with Ika. Hi, Ika.
Hello. Good to be here. I am the best player in Marvel Snap. I think you you said that wrong. And I will not take any other arguments. Thank you.
Uh, the best mustache in Marvel Snap has claimed that mustache equals play rate. So that's all we got. Ika, where can our friends find you?
Ega_MTS on Twitch. I'm streaming all the time. I'm making the decks that you're playing, and watch me make it live.
But he's gonna make it live, not the decks. He's gonna make it live. Ika has now
I'm
promised
gonna
that
make it live.
he's gonna get
I'm making
banned
it.
on Twitch. Get ready. Follow Ika while you still can. We are also joined by our first time. This is like Ika's 30th time on the podcast. We are joined by our first time guest who we're hoping to have back plenty of times. We got Unhelpful Yoda. What's up, Yoda?
Hello, hello. How's it going? Pulse. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely a pleasure. So Yoda is an unbelievably good Marvel Snap player. I used to play and lose to Yoda all the time on the Infinite Leaderboard when I was better at Marvel Snap, and he has continued to win even more and more. And is what's your rank right now?
Rank 10 currently. Rank 10.
Yeah. So that means obviously he is an all-time top 10 player in Marvel Snap. If he gets to claim the best, we get to claim that too. Yoda, how can people find you?
You can find me daily streaming on Twitch at Unhelpful Yoda minus the E. No E in there. That's where you can find me pretty much daily. Lately we've been uh, grinding it out on the ladder.
So that is the word helpful without the help, so it's unHLP full Yoda. Make sure you go check him out. He is one of the streams I'm in the most right now. Not least of all because he is streaming early in the morning when I can actually watch. But he is unbelievable at Marvel Snap. If you want to get better, he's one of the top people to watch. All right. If you want to follow us,
Really
it is.
appreciate that.
I mean, it's just true. So if you would like to follow us, Snap Judgments Pod on YouTube, Pulse Glazer on Twitch once in a while, less and less often. Actually, more often again. I played a bunch of Marvel Snap this week, although not all of it on stream. So I think, yeah, I'm semi enjoying Snap. So come hang out, check it out. We had a bunch of big videos this week to check out as well. There's also a second YouTube. It's at Pulse Glazer if you're interested in checking me out playing some other games. I'm actually really into Dragonair reached out and was like, we'll give you a little money to do some stuff. And I was like, I don't know if it's enough. And it turns out I really like the game. And when I really like the game, it is enough. And I put $0 into it. Actually, that's not true. I spent $3 into it or something like that. And I have like a meta team and I'm really enjoying it like a week in. This is like the most generous gotcha ever. So if you want to check that out, check out one of those videos. I'm doing one a week on Snap Judgments Pod and then a few more a week on Pulse Glazer YouTube. And we're still doing Slay the Spire 2 and some other stuff there. Although I think I may be done with Raid. All right. We good? Someone say yes.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the OTA. All right. Let's start with Wolverine because I think the Wolverine Horseman of War conversation is the same conversation as the Sholau conversation and the Star-Lord Master of the Sun conversation. So Wolverine Horseman of War was buffed. He got a really, really huge buff, one of the best buffs we can give a card. He's still a 4/3, but he now has the objective. This has 5 or more power. Give one of your cards at each location plus 4 power. So that's a plus 3 power buff. He is now giving plus 12. He has to be at 5 power for that to happen. So he is playing for a 4/17. What do we think of this change, Ika?
This is a really good change. Yesterday I spent pretty much all my time playing Wolverine and like different little buff packages. It's strong, right? Like this is not a joke, right? I mean, if you don't even count its own buff to getting 5, right? You essentially think of it as a 4/15.
Mhm.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not many 4-cost cards that can get to that level. Obviously, you're spreading that out. It's like a Doom-like effect or Namora or whatever you want to call it. But this is a good buff, right? Like it was very, very weak. Now, it does still have clunkiness with it. It is a 4 cost card that comes with its own clunkiness. And I did find a lot of the time playing the card, even with its massive power, that with the objective side of things, what ends up happening a lot of the time is that you kind of want the buff from Wolverine on those cards before those cards do things, like
Mm.
before you can activate Maverick, before you can trigger Iska, things like that, because that happens all the way at the end. It's like a post buff, so you're not really getting the benefit of it if you're playing it like the last card on turn 6. So you're not really getting the big doubling effect on other cards from its buff. Other than that, it's a great card. It's playable. I did pretty well with it. Good change.
Yoda?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm a big fan. I haven't got a chance to really test a whole lot with it personally, but on paper, it looks pretty good. I'm sure that someone like Harder to Cards is going to probably find a way to put this in a Captain Carter deck and
Hmm.
Maverick with Brood or something like that, and probably going to be pretty good in no time. So yeah, I'm all for it. Anything that's gonna kind of shift the meta in a different direction a little bit, I'm all for it.
I think it's a really, really good buff. I think the problem this card has is that Sholau and Starlord are so much easier to get a great benefit from. Um, Sholau is giving me plus, generally speaking, plus 12 to 15, right? If Sholau is giving me plus 12 to 15 on a 6 power body that I don't have to do so much extra work for, I just have to play the game, and I can more easily amplify Sholau, why am I ever doing Wolverine?
Mhm.
Wolverine gives me a extra 12 power, 15 power, whatever the case may be, right? That's really nice. But Sholau says I can play, sorry, not Sholau, Starlord says I can play a really easy Fing Fang Foom and double it. Or I can have multiple energy throughout the whole game without like any real extra work. Whereas this has this awkward timing thing. It has an awkward targeting thing because like Sholau is basically always, if you're any good, hitting the cards you want it to hit, right? Star Lord is always get letting you plan out your turn. Wolverine, you have to hope. You have to like hope that you have Carter and then can play cards in the Carter at the right time. You have to like play it early and hope that Maverick that's been sitting alone in a lane will like not get interacted with. And I think that's sort of the problem with the card. This in most metagames of Marvel Snap would be one of the best cards. It would be a card that would be like, oh my god, this is so much power. This is putting up I mean, at her peak, right? Like this is putting up fairly similar power to Galacta. And but Galacta was targeted, Galacta was easy. This is hard, this is not targeted. And like that's gonna keep it down. I think that I would like to see what this card is with Star Lord and Sholau in a reasonable place because I think there is a lack of high power stuff if that is the case. The problem is that like the problem is I don't know why I want to play this right now except that it's new. And I don't know if that's enough. What say you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, I think the Sholau comparison is valid because they're both kind of want to do kind of similar things of like, yeah, we're just gonna play some like cards and then buff them and get the benefit out of them by like then transferring that buff to another card perhaps if you can. That's a fair comparison. Obviously, Sholau is always going to like frame monk Wolverine in that sense, as long as it is in the state that it is. Um, Star Lord fills a different niche. Like it is a fair comparison in the sense that like yeah, the meta is very hold. It has a stranglehold on the meta in terms of the combo side of
Mm.
things. So there's not much room to explore for other big combo decks because Star Lord is like, why would you do another combo deck when you just can do Star Lord? So it is a good comparison in that sense. Obviously, Wolverine to me is not like a combo card. I feel like you would just more put it in like a buff mid-range deck that's not very interactive, but it also just puts out kind of the mid-range numbers and can be really powerful if it really gets everything going for itself. So The only reason I would say that it stops Wolverine from being like an actual meta card is because, well, Star-Lord is just that good for, as a combo card and piece and deck, right?
Yoda?
Yeah, I agree. Um, I do think that it would be. It reminds me of Miss Marvel, on release. I think she was like around about a 415,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and had some pretty stringent restrictions on, like, spreading that power out, kind of akin to, as I could say, a Doctor Doom. But I think it was a lot easier because you could fulfill her requirement on turn 6 if you wanted to. Where here, as Ika was saying, you kind of want this effect to happen before turn 6 gets here, so that you can then multiply with the Maverick, or make sure that you hit your Iska, for example, without having to fill up those board spots. Whereas, 'cause it's not targeted. You don't really know where the power is going to end up. You
Mm.
just know it's going into that lane. So it's a little difficult when it comes to the setup. It's kind of still like a puzzle. I don't think that everyone has solved just yet. But again, when Sholau kind of just takes a little bit of a touch downward, I think it'll open up a lot of space for people to explore, which would be really nice.
I just want Show and Star Lord to go away. I look, Star Lord can sort of live. Like, I think I don't. So okay, my issue with Star Lord is I'm not sure how to nerf him anymore without like just redesigning the goddamn card. But like, Show's
Power,
just got
I
to
think.
go. He at least has to lose the skills.
You think
Yeah.
skills? Wow, that's interesting.
It-
I'm thinking power. I'm thinking that a power should be good. Uh, uh, Usually two power nerfs are maybe looked at as not as impactful, but end up being a lot more impactful than I think people realize. So I'm thinking, like, usually if you want a heavy-handed nerf, two power is usually pretty substantial. If Star-Lord went down now to 5-6, I think it'll be a different story. And
Yeah, I agree.
Sholao too. I think if he just dropped at least two power off of his base power, it would have more of an impact than I think people realize.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think Star-Lord now is. I think as a 5 cost, it's fine because you have to do some. You have to do some things to make it work the way it used to work as a 4 cost. Like you have to put Psylocke if you want to get it out on 4, and then do Zola stuff if you want that. You can still play it on 5 as a 5, but then you're vulnerable to like Supergiant decks and things like that. The issue is that it's so big as a body that sometimes you just lose priority whenever they play Star Lord, and you're like, well, now I can't really use any counters. Like I can't Cosmo, I can't do the things that I have in my, like I can't Stardust in time. You can't use the tools that you put in your deck to deal with those decks because they just get to like 12, and you're like, well, that's a big body. That's not a
mm,
small body.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's
Fix
the
it.
thing.
Mm. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's the thing. I really do think that the priority, it's like, for example, I know we probably were on our way to it, but the Bucky buff,
Hmm.
which is right here next to the Wolverine, I think it was actually good for destroy in regards to the turn between 1 and 3. That priority battle for interaction with a card like Bucky, if you're going to be Carnagen or Venom in a card like Bucky, just that one power could really make the difference of if you have priority versus an armor or a Cosmo. It's like just the priority flips in little spots, and if one power makes a difference in those first few turns.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I could
The
live with
Bucky
that.
buff also good for Dormammu, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's supposed to be good for what's her dumb name? New card, very bad. Help me. This
Uh,
week's card, Archangel. I think it's supposed to be good for
Archangel.
oh,
Archangel,
Archangel.
but like I don't think.
Right.
I think Archangel is so bad it doesn't matter. I do think this is decent. I think Bucky's just like you play him on 2 and you get a 7, and then just having an extra bit of power on him for when the thing doesn't happen or when he gets brought back through whatever means is pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I want to talk about Techno-organic virus though. I think Techno-organic virus is
Mhm.
like scary as shit. I was playing against someone who I played a few games against someone who played it today, and when they saw Techno-organic virus and got the second trigger on it, it was really hard to beat. It was like that plus 2 power to 2 different lanes is a lot.
Yeah. No, I played this card, right? And the thing is, you pretty much always still want to play this with Mobius. I think the benefit of having Mobius with uh,
Hmm.
this card is just too good. But what this change does makes it so that when you don't get Mobius and don't get that kind of combo rolling, you're still not absolutely devastated with a plus. It's like a 3-cost card after the first use is a lot harder to handle than a 2-cost card after the first use, right? Like you
Hmm.
can still squeeze in a 2-cost within your play to do 2 triggers, and usually 2 triggers is good enough for this card. Um, if you have Mobius down, you're going to get 3-4, and that's all you're kind of winning at that point. I feel like, um, at least you should be. It's a really good card. I do like the mechanics of the card as well. It seems fair. It doesn't seem like I'm completely overwhelmed. It does feel like, hey, like if my opponent gets the ball rolling with this card and they're just doing it, it does feel like very powerful, and I do feel like I'm losing, but I'm not upset about losing to that kind of thing because it does take like effort
Hmm.
to really get the ball rolling with this card.
I agree. I'm definitely on the techno virus train here. Um, what it feels like from my testing is that now it feels like I'm getting my money's worth, even without the help of Mobius or
Hmm.
Black Swan. I feel like the first one, sometimes you might not even get a unit down before using the first one, but you really just want to buff the virus itself. And it feels like even without Mobius, sometimes you can get 3 of them. And if you got enough bodies, it'll be worth it. You will feel like you did a substantial thing in the game. And if you get Mobius, it feels like, oh yeah, now this is where it's at. I mean, it feels really good. It really does. And it feel like it can compete with some of the stronger things that are in the meta right now.
I think that we're very close to TO virus being an OP card, perhaps even oppressive. Literally, just if this becomes consistently +3 to every lane, right? Like that's nearly an unheard of power spike from like a card you can just play over and over again. But even the +1, if you're playing this with Star Brand, there's too many Star cards with Star Brand with Red Skull. Like just saying that I've got a 310 with no downside. Oops, did I say 310? I meant 312. Nope, 313 with no downside is completely nasty. Right? Like it just sort of replaces Enchantress in those decks in a very real way, and it's just like those decks have always been really close to meta, and I think saying no, 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 they just get an ongoing plus more power every time I play this one card is enough. I think it's enough. I think we're going to see a resurgence in that deck relatively soon, as soon as people realize exactly how good it is. um Personally, I think the best version right now is I just lost the name of the card, Supergiant, because I think Supergiant is probably the second best card in Marvel Snap right now, and just the ability to be like, I played this once and then I hit a second copy is completely disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah,
It,
I agree. I think I don't know exactly what shell is gonna be the best for it, but when you touch on that super giant, I agree. Man, it's really amazing right now. It is one of the best. It's definitely top 3 or 4 in my book right now.
Yeah, I have it behind only Sholau. It just does such an amazing job at shutting down Star-Lord stuff, and such an amazing job at shutting down like Victoria Hand can't make the copies it needs. End of turn might as well just go home and not exist, right? Like Pizza Party confused about where he is. But yeah, like I just think that we're hitting. Okay, we've officially hit a breaking point with Supergiant, right? There's what, four really, really strong Supergiant shells. There's the one W one with the Move one, the Rocks one, and now the Red Skull one. So there's four different shells for Supergiant. We're at breakpoint for that. I just think the Techno-organic virus one with the Red Skull one is completely disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. Shine is really, really, really powerful into just the fact that we're in such a synergy heavy meta that you have to play specific things in a specific order. Cards have to link together a certain way in order for you to get all your value. You know, that Maverick needs to get hit by the
Hmm.
Sholau. It has to be behind the Carter first, or, for example, the Iska and the Invisible Woman need to be working together. It's just so many little small little 2 card, 3 card packages that are together that once you disrupt that, even the slightest bit, it really will throw your synergy deck out of whack. And there aren't very many just, hey, I can contend. I guess Doom 99 is actually one of the better decks into the Supergiant stuff because it doesn't really, it has a lot of options for each turn.
Hmm.
Whereas even if you throw me off of my Doom 99, I can just, maybe Invisible Woman Iska and Aurora, or, play a big Galactus or something like that. So, but there aren't very other many decks that can contend with the Supergiant Disruption, which is good. It's good that Tech kind of found a different avenue, but it still exists.
Hmm. That feels like a good transition to Moondragon and Chamber both, excuse me, both losing one power, both becoming two ones. What do you think of that change?
This change makes sense.
Hmm.
Like I personally wouldn't have targeted these cards, but I live in a very a minority, a bubble in my meta because I always play just high rank, and it's like it's not like I'm like overly overwhelmed by these two cards in like ramp or Doom 2099 shells. However, Doom 2099 as a deck, which both of these cards are in, is super super easy to play. It's very powerful. If you can play that deck at a high level, which again I've played and I've seen people play, and it's that easy to play,
Hmm.
that means there is something some power needs to get knocked off the cards in the deck, right? Um, so this makes sense. I think Moondragon pretty much should have always been a 2-1. Uh, Chamber, I was more okay with the way they left it, but Moondragon at 2-2 was very strong. It was a 2-4 on play. That's pretty strong.
Hmm.
So this makes sense that when you play this, you just make a 2-3, which is a like a baseline for a 2 cost in terms of power. This is a good change. Uh, it does make a difference. I've played against 2099 decks since the OTA, and it does make a difference. Like the 1 or 2 power here and there, it does matter for Doom 2099 because a lot of the times those decks win just by a little bit here and there, right? Because they spread power so much. So good change.
Agree again. I think it's a great change. Um, it is a little too linear for it to be that powerful. I think the higher the power level, the more you should be asking, the more hoops someone should have to jump through to obtain that power. So bringing it down a little bit kind of matches out for the ease of play, I think. At the very least, it with Sholau or Star Lord, they're asking you to require, complete some type of quest.
Hmm.
You might not always be able to do that. So that's where they kind of fall off. Where Doom 99, it's not very much that they're asking of you. Play one card a turn when you pretty much solved that already in the deck building. So
I bet you, like, sometimes I get the feeling they wish they didn't print Doom 2099.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, oh,
Yeah.
man, we probably shouldn't have made that a thing. And they just can't figure out what to do with it. Like, it sold great. They were like, well,
they've
this is
changed it so
great.
many
But
times.
yeah, it was just too easy and like it made the game too boring. And they don't want it to be dead because so many people bought it, but they can't make it good because it's too easy. And it left them this really annoying catch 22. So like they're gonna continue to like be like, maybe it'll be okay if we do this. Oh no, still not okay. The deck is still real, it's still meta. It's a little worse. I like a little worse for that kind of deck. Uh
Mhm.
it's still probably too good, but we'll worry about that again in another month or two. It's the like fourth or fifth best deck in Marvel Snap, which is probably too
Yep.
high, but like not bad, not like not not keeping me up, not annoying me. Like when I saw nothing on Sholau, I was genuinely annoyed. When I saw the -2 for Doom 2099, I rolled my eyes and shrugged. And like that's a fine response. That doesn't upset me. Um,
Yeah.
do you have anything for Odin or Kazar, or Black Bolt? Because I got nothing. Hooray! Yay buffs!
The Odin one matters a little bit more than Khazar
Do
and
you run
Black
in
Bolt.
General Ross?
Odin is. Yeah, exactly. Um, no, Odin is a card that gets played. Like it's a card that is being played, and power matters. One, even if it's just one, like it will make a difference in some games, and that's good.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like Odin's a good card.
Sure.
Like maybe you now start to think about putting in like Star Lord decks and things like that. I don't know. It's a good card.
He's in Marvel Snap Zone's highest win rate version of the Star Lord deck right now.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well,
I think
there you
he's
go.
just like someone put him in over Alive, and it's just been fine. It's just an extra
That
way to
makes
like
sense.
hit Star Lord again, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I
and
can definitely
if
see that.
you're running Strife,
I think
whatnot.
Odin is again. I also think Odin's a pretty good card in general. It's in a lot of hella decks.
Hmm.
Thor's recently got buffed, so you see that every
Hmm.
blue moon, and that's just fine. Black Bolt, not so much. I actually played around a little bit with some Moon Knight Black Bolt stuff, and it's okay. If you get a lucky gambit, you're doing all right. And I think Marrow is an underexplored card in like Moon Knight, Black Bolt stature type stuff. So it's. I think they sometimes do these one power buffs to kind of just remind you that things, try this out a little bit. Maybe it has a home in the meta a little bit. Tier C, tier 3 or whatever, how you want to look at it, but yet still playable.
Hmm. All right. Yeah. Look, I like Odin. I think Odin is fun, and I also think they're going to give one power to the Thor deck until it becomes good. Like, I would
Yeah, they
bet you
really want that deck to be.
next OTA they're gonna be like, and plus one more power. Is it ready yet? No. Okay. Plus one more power. Eventually, it'll be good just through sheer numbers, right? That's how
Right.
Marvel Snap works. But like that sure seems to be what they're doing. Uh, I think the exact same thing I do about the Thor deck that I do about Daredevil, which we will talk the new Daredevil coming out, which we will talk about in about 5 minutes. The last change to talk about though is that locations that reference 1, 2, and 3 cost
Mm.
and 4, 5, and 6 cost are now changed. 1, 2, and 3 cost is now 3 or less, which means um whatever, right? Like sevens can't be played there. Um well, whatever it was. No, zeros can't be played there. Zeros can be played. I don't know. I'm tired. My brain just turned off. What the hell just happened? What can be played there? Locations that reference 1, 2,
Anything
and 3 cost. Go ahead, Ika. Help me here.
anything lower than that.
Anything lower than that can be played there.
Can't be
There you
right.
go. And then the 4, 5, and 6 one is now 4 and above, which means you can play 7 cost cards there, and you cannot play 0 cost cards there, which is a huge deal. And Crimson Cosmos beat the living shit out of me, and oh my god, does that location need to be rare? But yeah, outside of Crimson Cosmos needing to go away, great change.
Yeah. No, that's a great change. And there's 2 cards that actually have big impact on this as well. Goose
Mhm.
now being able to stop Think Fang Foom if you need to. That's great. Now, obviously, we've kind of moved to a meta where a lot of decks don't even really want to put down a Think Fang Foom. They just kind of keep it in their deck and let Strife take care of that. So,
Mhm.
little too late on that part, but that's a good change for Goose. And Iron Patriot now being able to hit Think Fang Foom also is something. Now it does dilute the pool of cards that Iron Patriot wants to hit. A lot of the times, right, like you're playing Iron Patriot in a mid-range deck, and you really want to like use up maximum amount of energy. So
Mhm.
if you're getting a 7 cost card, and now that gets discounted to something that usually wouldn't have, right? Like, what becomes like a 5 cost or 4
4,
cost, whatever.
4. Mhm.
4, yeah, that's more than this a 6 cost would be discounted,
Mhm.
and maybe you can't really squeeze that in your play if you're playing an Iron Patriot deck. However, getting a Think Fang Foom is gonna be great, so that's good. But
Sure.
you also gotta get Arishim sometimes, so
Well, and Scar, you don't really want. You're very unlikely to have 10s in most decks that run Iron Patriot, and you don't also really want Weapon H, right? Like so,
Zombie
it's
Galacti.
yeah, or Zombie Galacti. Like that's 4 bad hits and 1 good hit.
and Death, I
Oh,
guess.
and Death. Yeah, Death
That's
is a
gonna be
terrible
5
hit.
cost, and it's like, what do you? I'm not even never gonna play that, right? So
Yeah, I think it was actually a nerf to Iron Patriot
yeah.
overall. Because you really want Iron Patriot in like your V hand shells. And now without Quinjet,
Hmm.
7 costs are almost unplayable, even if you win the Iron Patriot. Because you don't really wanna, it's not the most important thing. It's supposed to be a bonus. And you end up having to prioritize getting that card on the board
Hmm.
versus, I want to copy my Gambit or I want to copy my V hand. I want to play my Moon Girl. You Moon Girl, you still aren't able to, really get all of that value on the board
Hmm.
now. So I think it was actually a little nerf to Iron Patriot, but I think it was overall a big buff to just consistency of the game itself. Crimson Cosmos. Now, it's worse. They should make it rarer because I had an Elysium
Hmm.
game where my 0 cost 1 drops. I was so ready to put them in the Crimson Cosmos and nothing. No, nothing allowed. Pretty much, you get an Elysium game, almost nothing can be played into Crimson Cosmos, and that doesn't feel great. They should make it rarer because you have much more playable cards between 1 and 3 than the big house. It's like not that big a deal with the big house. You got an
Hmm.
easier way to play around it. Man, Crimson Cosmos is rough. It's really rough. But I do love the consistency of everything now. It just feels
Mhm.
like easier to understand right out the gate.
Um, yeah, I think I agree with all that. The other thing is, I think Iron Patriot's other big nerf right now is the Ascani Sun. I think a lot of times Ascani Sun is just better right now. Like in an awful lot of decks, largely super giant decks. But I think Ascani Sun's um, in those decks a better card than Iron Patriot. And I would have like laughed at that take before Ascani Sun came out. But I think this has really, really pulled Iron Patriot back to the pack as far as 2 drops goes. Outside of E-Hand.
It's probably still better. I think it's still probably a little bit better, but
I don't think so.
it's getting close.
I don't think so in Supergiant. Like in Supergiant, I just would rather have a Scotty Sun.
I think I don't know. I think it's Iron Patriot's still a little bit better. I think
Okay, I'll take the
we'll see though.
reverbs. But
Time will
yeah,
tell.
well, yeah, it's close enough.
I think I understand where you're coming from, Pulse, because Supergiant is like the Ultimate, I will have priority
Hmm.
all game long, wherever I choose. And maybe that doesn't mean that I win the game, but I will be able to typically have priority. And Scottyson is really good with just adding that value without having to go out of your way to get that Iron Patriot card on the board. So you can still just go with your Super Giant Negasonic or Super Giant Ronin or Ozymandias or
Hmm.
whatever your 5 drop of choice is, Darkhawk or anything like that, and still be able to play Shadow King, Negasonic plus something, or Shadow King or Cosmo Shadow King, whatever combination of tech cards without having to say, all right, I can do one tech card and
Hmm.
I got to get this Iron Patriot card on the board.
Yeah, it's also there's what one bad hit for 5 drops. Like if you don't get a hobgoblin in a full lane, you're pretty happy. Like I think everything else is a good hit. Am I making something up? Am I missing something?
Professor X.
Yeah, I mean it's the last turn of the game. Doesn't really matter. Like it's still 3 power you wouldn't otherwise have.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just pure upside.
Yeah, Man Spider is like
Man Spider's
probably not
not great, but
great. It
hilarious.
depends, I guess.
But hilarious.
Yeah.
Taskmaster's not great usually, but like again, fine, right? It's just free power.
That's a 6.
Yeah. So I don't
Mhm.
know. I think ultimately, yeah. Yeah. I think the free power is really, really nice for that deck in particular. But yeah, okay. That's the OTA. Overall, I think this OTA is genuinely it's a home run, but it's a solo home run, not like a grand slam, because they missed the big meta cards they should have hit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Yep.
We're almost there. We're almost there to like an actually really good meta. Like I've been enjoying Snap more than
Hmm.
I have past like 2 months. So
So I hated like the meta when Gambit came out was like the all-time nadir for me. Like when every game was
that's the
either a
worst. Yeah.
Gambit game or
Mhm.
a Sholau game or a Star-Lord game. Like I played for like 10 minutes and I felt like I was going to throw my computer through a wall, and then I just took like the month
Yeah.
off. But now that Gambit Horseman of whatever stupidness is at reasonable play rates, and like as good as Show and Star-Lord are, I don't feel like I'm seeing them every game. So it's not terrible, even if it's not ideal.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna review like
Yeah.
freaking 20 new cards coming. I think it's more like 12, but whatever. We got a whole bunch of cards. We're gonna talk about all of May and all of June. Ready for May? Season pass card?
Let's do it.
It is the Shadowlands Daredevil, who is the season pass card. He is a 2/2. On reveal, shuffle 3 demons into your deck. When you draw a card with 6 or more power, +2 power. So if you draw a demon that he shuffles in, he'll be a 2/4. If you draw 2 demons, he'll be a 2/6. And you can run other cards. He should be reasonable stats. What do we think of him, Ika?
Correct me. If somebody in chat can also correct or anybody, but I think they've updated to a 2/3. I
Okay.
think the recent data. I think so. I may be imagining that. I may have dreamt that. Um,
That would
okay,
be a
but
reasonably big buff, honestly.
either way, I think the card still has the same problem, even if it's got
Hmm.
that one extra power on it. You're diluting your deck. Let's put it where it. Like
Hmm.
we've talked about this before as well. We're in a heavy synergy meta. Every piece in your deck, you want it to work with it other piece, and you want to like basically see all your cards. You're going into every game of Marvel Snap thinking you're going to see all 12 of your cards in a game. Obviously, that's not going to happen, right? Like 3 of your cards on average are going to stay in your deck, and that's what it is. But you're building your deck in such a way that like every single piece is supposed to work with each other. Now, as soon as you start shuffling 3 extra cards in your deck, which like that's not bad. It's a 1/6. Plus, when you draw it, you're also getting benefit on this card as well, right? It's gaining plus power. That's good, sure. But we're just not in that type of meta, right? Like this is the mid-range of
Hmm.
all mid-range decks card kind of thing, and we're just so past that kind of a meta. We're just so past that kind of a card being relevant and good. Look, also could be a case where like once we start playing this card, it could just be like, wow, that's actually kind of cool to be drawing 1/6s once in a while. But as far as the text reads and the meta that we're in, this is not a good card in my books.
I 100% agree. I think that it sounds good in theory. You get it. You start okay, even if it's a two, if it's a 2-2, even 2-3 is of course much better, but 2-4, 2-6, depending on how you build your deck, you might get even 2-8, which is really good in the certain spaces, but the spaces that you would kind of want that 2-8 is like a V hand, but then you make yourself less likely to actually draw your Victoria hand or your Frigga or your Moon Girl or Bastion or whatever way you have to actually multiply your gambits or your Victoria hands with demons themselves. And demons themselves are great, to add on to a lane sometimes, but they aren't the meat, and you need the meat of the deck first. So it kind of works against itself in a way.
In a weird way, I think he's better if he just doesn't add the demons to your deck.
Yes, I
Like,
think so
Well, I
too.
mean, it wouldn't even work with V hand, right?
yeah, the demons won't work with V-Hand, but like they'll work with Patriot at
Oh, they
least.
aren't created in hand, right? They aren't created in
They'll
hand.
work with Patriot, but like if he just doesn't create the demons, I think he's a better card. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Right? Like
No,
just
that's 100% true.
um he's got the Thor problem, right? Like the reason I always hate Thor's decks, even when they're decent, is I don't want to make my deck thicker because I'm trying to draw combo pieces. Thor's are like, well, we're combo decks, right? But we need to draw extra cards. So what are we doing here? Play him on Cosmo. Play him on turn 4. But if you play him on turn 4, you're only drawing 2 more cards, and now you're just playing a 2/7 if you're lucky, right? I don't know. I want him to be good really badly because like he looks incredibly cool, right? He's an incredibly cool character, and I just think they missed. I think that adding 3 demons is too much. How about add 1 demon the first time you draw a 6 cost card? The first time you draw a 6 cost card, draw an extra card.
Okay, let's not make him like too good.
Uh, okay, he's a season pass card.
That's not
He's
like,
a season pass card. Like they just released like we're what 4 months in. We've had 3 season pass cards that are completely insane.
yeah,
It,
and like you want that streak to continue. Like I mean, like
I'd like him to at
I don't
least be
know.
Apocalypse and Sabiner or whatever.
I think the way it is, that it kind of is like Ensabano to me. It's got the similar power level to me.
And Sabiner is pseudo deck thinning. This is deck thickening. I think one of those two things is really good, and one of those two things is really really bad. Like
Yeah,
The effects
in
yeah.
themselves,
well in a lot of
right?
card
Yeah.
games, right? Card games that have like 40 to 60 cards, like adding extra, they're like you can run a minimum of 40 to 60 cards, and it's always right to run the minimum to see your combos. Think about how much more amplified that is in a game with 12 cards. Like you just don't want the extra cards, like outside of
Oh yeah.
serious upside, and I just don't think this is enough upside.
Oh no, no, yeah. Like you cannot underestimate how big of a downside. Like like Shang-Chi, the new Shang-Chi that came out with
Mm-hmm.
the 10 rings. Like that card is so fun to play. It's such a good card. It can be so powerful. But soon as you're telling me that it's basically adding one extra card to my deck, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I'm never playing this card. And it's just one extra card.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
very
mean,
true.
Disease Vermin notes three free demons for Sholao, except you're not gonna see Sholao unless he's already in your hand.
Yes,
Yeah, you never see.
exactly.
Yeah, you never see show.
Like it's just you just said, all right, like it's the reason we don't run Sholao and Thanos, right? Like, yeah, we can play 2 stones every turn, probably, right? But like You're not going to see it unless you get extremely lucky, and that doesn't seem worth it. And you're obviously running him with like King Eitri and stuff, right? But it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I want him to be good, but he's one of the worst cards we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Although
It's sad to see a season pass this far off, I think.
he does have synergy with Celine.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
true.
You
It's
run
true.
you run is Celine
That
a
is
4/5
true.
or a 4/6?
4/4.
No. All right. If they make Celine a 4/6, and then we have Debris, we're almost at something. No.
I think
Yeah.
Celine is a pretty good card. I think that she's a little underplayed for
I agree.
what
Yeah.
you want now out of Snap. I think it's pretty good to have like this top end Ozymandias go wide package and still have Celine as this like I can go tall in this lane. Celine and Caliban kind of both are in that same box of I think being a little underrepresented for what they provide. Um, for the decks that they fit in, pretty easy to proc. I think mostly, don't see too much Killmonger these days.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The issue with those cards is like you can't just roll with them. You can't double their effect and things like that. That's true.
Yeah, true.
All right. Let us move on to Wilson Fisk, who is the season pass premium.
Yikes.
Has he changed? Dance will tell us in chat. He is, as far as I'm aware, a 5/9, costs 3. Oh, by the way, props to Dance for all the graphics, even if I'm not using his most updated graphics. Dance is a king. 5/9, Wilson Fisk, costs 3 if you have the highest power card in play. What do we think of him?
Oh, a 3/9 is just not really going to cut it these days in the meta. Look, I think it will be played. Like you could play this in Supergiant. I can see using this in Supergiant. Most of the time, if you're playing for priority, there's a good chance you're going to have the highest power card in play. You play Bob. There's a pretty good chance that by turn 3, that will be the highest. You play Blizzard or whatever. You can make this work. It's not like this card is unplayable, but it's also kind of unplayable. Yeah, a 3/9. It's just so. This is like a 2024 card, right? Like this is just so past what we have in the meta. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this card.
I feel that it just puts me a lot in the mindset of Mockingbird. Very often, 3/9 is about the time where you're like, okay, I got to get this down on the board. It's not. I mean, Thanos specifically you can get a free Mockingbird, but on average, if you can get 2 discount on that Mockingbird, you play like a Debris. You don't mind really playing that Mockingbird behind it. And this is like a pseudo Mockingbird. It's like it puts me in that same space as hey, I can play a Debris, and 3/8 is very often going to be the highest power card in play by the time you get to like turn 4, and it's okay. I mean, I do think that it's gonna need to be supplemented though by a package where it's just a good card and we are gonna kind of drag our opponents down to the level to where now this card is impactful. So it would be something like a super giant. It's gonna need something like Stardust. It's gonna need something like Shadow King. It's gonna need some assistance from some cards that want to say, hey, slow down, combo deck. You know, a normal points card can still kind of compete.
Yeah.
He's a techno-organic virus card, I think. You run him in that like TO virus deck where like he is a we close it, we refresh. All right, that should do that. Sorry, we updated the slideshow. Back to where we were. Okay. Yeah, I think he just goes in the Teovar's deck. You're perfectly happy to use him as basically extra Stardust. Not Stardust. Star Witch brand. Star brand. He's extra Star brand for that deck. And yeah, you're perfectly happy to have him there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay
Yeah.
though. I'm not upset about the addition. I like having side grades to pretty good cards. Maybe not great, but it's okay. It can win some games.
Yeah. He's Mockingbird for a slightly different deck.
Yep, that's how I see it.
All right. That was an easy one. Karen Page, which is hilarious that she's a 4/5.
Jesus.
I just want to note that it's hilarious that they made Karen Page, who's literally like not remotely superpowered, a 4/5. Like Uncle Ben a 1/2 makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Uncle Ben should be a 1/2, right?
Yeah.
Karen Page should be a 1/2. Sorry, like what? But Karen Page a 4/5 for reasons. On reveal, give one of your 1, 2, and 3 cost characters 2 power each. What the hell does that mean exactly?
It means that you're never going to play this card, is what it means.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This talking about a 2024 card. This is like 2023 card. Like, what do we? I don't understand
It's a
this.
4/11.
Like, yeah, I mean that's like a decent power. You give, you play a 1, you play a 2, and you play a 3, and then you play this, and it's like you giving +2 on those cards. Sure, okay, I can just do that with like 20 other cards, and cheaper. Yeah, I just don't get this one. I would bet something that this gets a little bit buffed even before the release. I feel like, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm on the same page as Ika again here. I just don't see it with this one. I think it's asking too much. It's so rare that you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to get the full value out of this. The cards that get better that can still at least have the same value as the game gets later, I think are better. But with her, I just feel like it's worse than a lot of cards that we have already in the game. And it's kind of wanting to be in that same space. She should definitely get a slight buff before release if it's going to be able to compete with. I think I would probably even rather play Kahori
Yeah.
than Karen Page, and
Um,
and that kind of says a lot. I think.
there's at least some argument for her. I don't think I'm running her here, but there's at least some argument for her in the Namora deck, where you're running like Frankie Ray Nova, or you're running Lasher, right? And you really want the extra power on that, and you're running Wong, and like you're happy to do that, and then you've like got Nightcrawler and like Zabu, and you're happy to hit those cards, and you're always running threes, right? And like it becomes, because you have so many ways to double it. I think it's fairly decent in that deck. Am I insane? Because
Just
I think like not
just
good,
play
because that's not a
Wolverine
good
at
deck.
that point, though.
Yeah.
But then I have to buff Wolverine, right? And I don't want to spend my buff on Wolverine. I'd rather spend my buff here.
Yeah, but the reward is so much better. I don't know. I like look.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
if
Like you can play
if
it.
I'm doubling this, it's the
Yeah.
exact same reward as Wolverine, right? 3 cards
If
again.
doubling the effect of this.
Yeah, if you're doubling the effect of this, you're giving +4.
Yeah.
But
So
then
like,
you had to go through the trouble of doubling it
right,
to get the same thing of
the deck is
just.
already doubling with either Odin or Wong, right? Like I'm not saying like that's why I'm saying this is decent in that deck, because
Mhm.
you're doubling it by accident anyway. So it's just like it's like you get a Wolverine just because, without the extra, well, because you have to do the extra work to give Wolverine the power,
It's
whereas you do the extra work to play this in the same lane. You're going to drop your Odin.
it's like you're taking a bad deck and you're making it worse by putting this card in.
Yes,
I
maybe.
don't I don't I don't see it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, enough of that. We've talked enough about Karen Page. And again, Karen Page should not be a 4 or 5, but that's neither here nor there. Thankfully, Brady took out his little note that I love Punisher. I hate Punisher. Punisher is my least favorite character in Marvel, at least top 5. Punisher, War Machine, because we need to give the gun guy more guns. 2/2.
Morgans.
When drawn, mark one of your empty locations. Objective, when is this our third freaking Frank Castle in the game? Like, we don't need 3 Frank Castles. Because Cosmic Ghost Rider is Frank Castle, I'm pretty sure. But like Cosmic Ghost Rider is a stupid idea. I guess every Punisher is a stupid idea. Whatever. 2/2. When drawn, mark one of your empty locations. Objective, win that location, +1 max energy. Why is this so good? What the fuck?
Yeah, this is so good.
What the fuck?
Like I remember when I was here on this podcast, we were talking about this card, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know why it would be good, but then I didn't realize that it's max energy. It's not just for the next turn.
Max energy.
The whole game. It's the whole game.
So if you
This is
just
crazy.
drop a star brand there or whatever, like, what? Why?
Yeah, this is talk about a priority deck. Pretty much every priority deck runs this now, right? Like,
Oh man,
Except Suji.
I love it.
why would you not
I
run this in
think
Suji?
Suji would be just as happy to
I guess fine.
have
Yeah.
+1 max energy
As
and have
anything
more
else.
options later on in the game.
I guess if you're running power, why would you not run this, right? Like if you're running
Yeah,
debris.
it's yeah, they already are running like Rhino, Debris, Hydra Bob. They already have everything that's needed to just slot it right
When
on in there.
drawn.
I like it.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you don't even have to play. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess you have to play it to fill the objective, but
No. When drawn, mark objective, win that location +1 max energy. It doesn't say play anywhere, right?
well, how are you
Does
going to
it
meet the objective?
Oh,
in
you
your
just have
hand?
to win it one turn, and then you have to play it at any point thereafter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think so.
Exactly.
You got to play it in order for the objective to activate.
So you can get
essentially.
the plus energy on turn 2 if you win the location. If you draw this in your opening hand and win the location on turn 1, you can immediately have this for the whole game.
Pretty much.
Well,
Yeah,
this is broken.
it's
Why are they
really
printing
good.
this?
Pretty much.
Why are they printing this? Like, okay.
Because there is a card that's coming out later that's also going to be a release valve for this.
I guess.
Kind of. Maybe. A little bit.
I-
A little bit.
All right, whatever. This is broken and goes in every deck just because, right? Like, do you ever not run this? You both have to know
if you're
what's
playing
marked,
Star
right?
Lord, you're not.
Sure.
It's Mr. Fantastic Surge release type of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Fantastic First Steps or Surge. Like when they first were released, how strong they were. I think this is up there with those kind of 2-drops.
Yeah,
So,
I think the theme for this season and what they want from the meta is to be a priority meta. They want early priority meta. They kind of like choose what kind of meta they want per season.
Mhm.
Like Star-Lord meta, they want like a combo meta. This season, it feels like they want you to play cards early on and get the benefit with like Kingpin and things like that. So Fisk,
Okay.
I should say.
Disc pin. God,
Fiskpin.
God, can they put this on something else so I don't have to see Punisher every goddamn game? Oh, God, I hate Punisher. All right. Akari, the Akari Warriors. Good game. Are either of you old enough to know what the Akari Warriors are?
Yeah, I know Akari Warriors.
Good. Makes me feel better.
Oh, not me. Sorry.
Like a Neo Geo.
We're unked.
Yeah, clearly. All right, Akari is a 4/12, which seems like good stats to me. You can only play this where an enemy is afflicted with negative power. Oh, okay. So you just run it with the other
Yeah.
negative power cards, and if that's good, this is good, and if not, this is bad.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I have to like legally play this card because my name is literally in there. It's Ika Ri.
Oh, and
so
Ree,
I have to play
Miss
this
Ree.
card. Yeah. This is a card that goes probably with a card that we'll talk about in a minute or so, I guess, which will be a tremendous help for this card. It's not like this condition is like the easiest to hit. Like if you don't have a deck built for meeting this condition, you're not going to be able to play this card. And a 412, it's like that's a good reward. It's a good body. I'm not going to complain, but it is a 412. It's not like you're blowing your opponent out of the board, right? Like with huge power. It's a 412, and you do have to meet a condition to play it. So it's like it's a good card. Again, one of the priority early power cards that they're kind of pushing with this season.
I see Scorpion Akari actually being pretty good, I think. I don't think Scorpion is that bad of a card to where people wouldn't just say, okay, I'm going to hit your entire hand right now. You're going to eventually play something where I can play this 412. And I like it. It's simple. It it can also go with maybe Lockheed. I think it's pretty easy to proc for most Lockheed decks. Lockheed and Scorpion, I think, will do pretty well as just pretty early enablers that aren't difficult to really enable this card. And maybe we see some Ajax, hopefully, come back into the meta a little bit.
I don't know. I hope this is decent because it means interesting decks are decent. Um, someone commented on like a million videos that Ajax was actually good and just wasn't being played. So I played some Ajax, and no, Ajax is firmly mid right now. So I don't think this is going to
Yeah.
be good. But giving a deck a 412 is pretty nice, right? So that might make it reasonably meta. Um, I'm curious if there's a Scar thing to do here because having an extra 412 seems good for that deck. But I don't know. Who knows? Where an enemy is afflicted. So like you can't play a Typhoid Mary into this, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is decent. It'll be fine. I don't think this is broken, but I think it's good. It's hard for a 412 to be bad, right? But like we don't play Cull Obsidian.
Yeah.
True. Very
And
true.
like I said, there's a card that's coming up that will be coming out that is a huge help with
It's
that
not
card.
this one.
We'll get to it. Not this one.
This is Muse. Muse is a 3/3. He'll be a Series 5 snap pack. Akari will be a freebie from a game mode, at least as far as we know. Muse will be an ongoing +3 power for each location where one of your cards has been destroyed. So you have to destroy a card in each location, which means Killmonger, right? So he could be a 3/12? Wait, but really? No, 3/12 if you can destroy a card at each location. That seems good to me.
Whoa.
It's great. The underrated thing that
Wow.
people don't realize about cards like this is like there is no fail. Like, how do I put this? I guess your fail conditions are still something. Like if you don't get destroys on all 3 locations, you're still getting something. You only destroy 1 lane, which if you're putting this card in your deck, hopefully you're going to be able to destroy in more than 1 lane. But let something happens and you can only destroy in 1 lane. That's still a 3/6. That's not bad. Like you're not. Obviously, things didn't go well for you in the game plan, but at least you're getting something out of it. It's not like a trigger, right? It's not like an on-off objective thing where you're like, I didn't meet the condition, now it's just a dead card. It's you can still get some value out of it. At 3/9 is still good too. Like this is a card that a destroy or some sort of destroy needed. Whatever type of destroy you're playing. I think
One of
this is more
your
of my
cards.
type of destroy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so I like this card a lot, and I think this is going to be very popular. I think the flavor of it is cool too, with the design and what the character does and everything. Great card.
Okay.
Agree. I think it's amazing. I think it's like it puts me in the mindset of Wild Child, but for like your average destroy deck, um, it's gonna go great in like Weapon X decks. I know they aren't really that popular, but Weapon X like Dormammu kind of decks will absolutely love this. A Squirrel Girl, which they already a lot of them run, like Squirrel Girl, Killmonger, easily, boom, it's a 3/12. And Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm liking the idea of Destroy getting some new toys.
Yeah, this goes really well with Debris and Squirrel Girl. You're in Debris, Squirrel Girl, Killmonger, you're good to go. I could deal with Dormammu being a real deck at some point. That'd be really nice. But my real question is, I don't know any comics for this character. Um, is he shirtless and has no mouth? Or is he wearing a skin-colored, ridiculously tight shirt that highlights every muscle and just draws blood on himself?
It's a costume. He marks his spots with like a mural of,
Hmm.
and he marks the spots he killed
He seems very like a
people in.
teenager who thinks this looks cool. So this is a very lame-looking character. Sorry,
He was in the season of the Daredevil. They've done him live
I
action.
I have not watched. I watched season 1 and really liked it, and then season 2 started with Punisher, so I stopped watching it. I'm a very simple man. I don't like Punisher.
I like Punisher.
I don't. I think it's a stupid concept. Like it breaks the idea. Like it breaks the concept of the superhero universe, and then it invites all the worst people in the world to adopt him.
Not an anti-hero. Not a fan of the anti-hero.
He's not an anti-hero. He's a serial killer. Yeah, I think Return of the
Okay.
Night is saying that about Muse, but Frank Castle is a serial killer. Like, and like, woohoo, let's root for that serial killer. Down with the throat. It's just shut up. That character sucks. Garbage character. All right, moving along. Yeah, that card is fantastic. Lady Bullseye, who's another stupid idea. Um, is that a shirt? Is she wearing literally just a string over her naked body, or is she wearing like layers here? What a terrible, terrible character design on Lady Bullseye. 2/2 on reveal, afflict an enemy card with -2 power. Repeat on a different enemy for each of your unspent energy. Oh, so these will go in a high evolutionary deck now?
And Ikari.
Yeah. So high evolutionary Akari it
This is
is.
the card I was talking about.
Yeah. God, this is stupid looking. Yeah, probably good with Akari and probably decent overall, right? Like immediate 2/6 is a decent play.
2/4. Immediate 2/4. If you're not skipping your energy, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like you play this and you get 4, which
You,
is great,
you get
and you basically enable whatever you want with the minus affliction.
you have
And then I guess if you're like skipping energy, you also just get good benefit out of it too. If you're so inclined to invest in that as well. I personally don't. I think like you don't even need to. I think you just play as a 2/4, and you're like, yep, cool.
yeah. I don't think
It's a
this
good
is
card.
I don't think this is a Star Lord card, Home G. I don't think this goes to Star Lord.
Did it? Well, yeah. It's a high Evo card. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
high Evo cards run Star Lord, so if you're putting this in high Evo, you're
sure.
probably running Star Lord.
But like I wish that like okay, here's how we fix Star Lord. Ready? You keep Star Lord exactly as he is, but you make him a vanilla card, and then you make his ability be high Evo to activate.
Sure.
No, tell me that wouldn't be cool. You have to play high Evo Star Lord. You can't play him otherwise. You can make him as strong as you want. Everyone would be so hype.
I don't know.
Do
I
it.
don't know. I
I'm
think a lot
proposing
of
it.
season pass cards,
I'm proposing it
people
to not Glenn. I don't know who's in charge.
season pass cards. People like them to keep the flavor that they originally
Yeah, like
have.
Mr.
But
Fantastic First
with
Steps
this, I
and
think
Loki.
it's going to be great in high evo. I really like Lady Bullseye in high evo. They don't really have a 2 cost. I mean, shocker, maybe that they're happy to play on 3
Oh,
off curve.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, Cyclops is on 4, and then on 5, you're just like playing your Star Lord. If you didn't Magic or something, I think this is a great addition to high Evo decks, especially like with Abomination. Oh man, it's gonna be really good.
I mean,
I'm excited to play some high Evo
but I don't want to play
with
this
this
on
deck.
turn 3 in high Evo. I don't want a 3/4 because that's basically what this reads as. Like, why would I not just play
I
a
mean, if
better
it's
2?
discounting your Abomination
All right, sure.
and
I
your
won.
Akari,
Yeah, it doesn't say here. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I'm messing with this. I think this is probably bad. Sorry. I'm coming down on the side of bad. It's just not enough upside.
You just don't like her costume.
I don't like her costume. I think she's incredibly stupid looking.
that's
But
the
like, I'd
reason.
have to play her on turn 5 for her to be like any good, and I'm never playing her on turn 5. Play her on Wong. I mean,
It
if
does
she
say for each, so you can get more out
for
of her than
each,
just the 2/6, right?
yeah, but like that turn, right? Like it's that unspent energy that turn based on the way it's worded, or is it all unspent energy all game? Because it reads as that turn.
All game.
Oh,
Oh, it's all
All
game.
game.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
have to play her late in
So
the game.
anytime you have unspent
Yeah.
energy, you're afflicting.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like I don't know.
Alright. If it has to be that turn, it's bad. If it doesn't have to be that
It
turn,
has to be that turn.
that's what
so
chat
if you do
says.
play her on 5 and you skip 1 energy
No, I
each
don't think so.
turn, that's like what, a 2/10? That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you just played a 2/10 on 5, right? Like you gotta get a lot of other upside. I don't know. I'm not. I don't think I'm about this card, but we'll see. Let's move on because we don't actually know how the damn thing works really. I could
Sure.
literally
Skip
figure out
it.
how this works at some point, and I didn't think to do that. But oh well, what are you gonna do? It's Stick. Stick is one of my favorite Marvel characters because I like that he's just an old blind guy with a stick who's kind of grumpy. I'm all about that life. I am not blind, but I am old and grumpy, so I identify with Stick. Stick is like the exact opposite of Punisher. He is awesome. He is a 4/3 who's hopefully good on reveal. Give the next card you play power equal to this card's power. Oh, so like worse Maverick.
Um, sure, but at worst, Maverick is still one of
Oh
the better
yeah,
cards in the game.
yeah, like good, just worse Maverick.
This is a great card. This cards like this scare me. I have to tell you, like there's so many ways you can break cards like this that I don't like.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like like as much as I have huge respect for the design team and things like that. This is one of those kind of cards where you put this out and someone's gonna find something broken, and it's not gonna be fun. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? But as far as the card stands to me, it's a very good card that has potential to be broken, or it could just be okay, and that's okay too.
I think that it's a tad bit expensive, but it's a good effect. It will help you compound on, say, your Maverick buff, your Carter buffs, but typically it's not going to be as good as just like what we have now. If Sholau doesn't get changed from, hey, I'm just going to Sholau my Maverick on 5, and then I can choose where I want that Maverick power to go later, also giving your Sholau another proc because you get another turn to do that. With Stick, it's going to be kind of odd. You would have to give the power, I guess, to the. I mean, I guess I don't know how it would necessarily work with Sholau because it's on reveal, right?
It would buff
So the power
Sholau.
automatically.
Yeah, his power is set once he's played, as far as I can tell. Because the unreveal
Yeah,
will
you would
have
have to
resolved.
like you'd have to buff it in hand or like play behind
Mhm.
Carter or something.
Play behind card is probably
Yeah,
really
so
strong.
that's it's a little more awkward than just like a Maverick. I mean, it's a good effect, but it's gonna take a really highly synergistic deck to really take advantage of it, I think.
So, I mean, Carter's probably the play with it, right? Like, you do your Carter big thing, and then what this does is on the last turn of the game, you can play this and a 2-drop, and that 2-drop's going to be stupidly big.
Yeah.
Right, like because Maverick has the activate thing, which means you have to play it before turn 5. This is clearly worse. I don't think this is broken. I think this is good. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just a good card that will be in and out of the meta.
Yeah. It's like one of those things like they recently Marvel Snap has started doing is like they release these cards often in Series 4 that are like alternative versions of cards that already exist in the game that are maybe a little bit worse, maybe not optimal. But if you're like just starting to play Marvel Snap, you can't get your hands on the other card. You can still get hands on this one if it's like free through a game mode or something, and still get a similar vibe of the decks that those cards go into, or you can run both as like duplicate versions of the same card, basically, quote unquote. I like it. Again, someone could come up with something stupid with this card, but I can see it, but probably not.
Yeah.
Agree.
Moving along. We're on to June. I like June because work ends before that month begins, so I got a couple months off. I'll be in the States on the day of this release. I think I'm going to spend 10 days in the States, unfortunately. Being sad about being in the States. Jeff is the season pass card for June. Not Jeff, the baby land shark. Jeff, the baby dolphin? That's how you have to say it. Can everyone try now? Ika?
Dolphin?
All right, you're up, Yoda.
You got it.
Dolphin?
There you go. That's how we got to say it. That's what the punctuation demands. So he is a 2/2 boost. Boosts are permanent increases to a card's ongoing bonus. Sorry, permanent increases to a card's power. Ongoing bonuses don't count. Boost +1. Each card you reveal here, movable once. So you play a card there. The first card gets +1. The second card gets +2. Right? Am I wrong here?
No, everybody gets +1 as far as I see.
Oh, okay. So you play. So any card you play in his lane is just going to get a +1. And then
Yeah.
you could move him, and
It's
then the cards
basically
you play in
like
the lane.
Angela?
reverse Angela, I
Okay.
guess.
That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably very good.
Oh, okay. So it's not good because we're all going to be playing Punisher, and you can't afford to play a 2/2. Right? Like,
Okay, well, we can't be judging cards like that.
well, yeah, we can.
If
Into the meta game.
Okay, but if you're doing a more powerful thing than them just having one extra energy, then it's good. Like I think the payoffs of this card are very good, and there's more cards coming up that all tie into the same package of the theme of this season. There's also one thing that I'm curious about because now this boost is a new keyword. There is a chance that they just proactively also give boost text to other cards in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which, looking at some of the other cards that are coming up, you'll see why that would be relevant. But as far as this card specifically goes, this is like great. Like Angela in 2 lanes that like movable card that buffs your other cards that you get benefit of because they're buffed, right? Like whatever Mavericks and things like that we were just talking about. And then you move it and then you do it again. It's like a good engine card for a deck.
Yay,
I
welcome
don't know.
back,
It's like a
Kitty.
good season pass card.
Welcome back to Kitty.
Yeah.
All right, Yoda?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all for Jeff the baby dolphin.
Mhm.
I'm definitely all for it. I like it. Angela that can move means hey, you get rewarded for like playing to the board early. As Ika was saying, I like they do kind of curate the meta games a little bit, and I'm not against it as long as it stays fresh. I'm pretty happy with it. But yes, I love that they're kind of headed in that direction of you get rewards for playing to the board. And yes, there's going to be a little bit more time for people to interact with whatever you did, but that's the bonus. I mean, that's the bonus. You get the power as the bonus, and the downside may be that you have to fight a little bit. But that's what Cosmos for. You don't have to worry about anybody bothering your cards. Is you just put the good dog with the baby dolphin, like in that one variant, and
Dolphin?
everything will be
Said it
just
wrong.
fine. Right. I
I'm
like it though. I like it. I like it. It's a good card. It's just solid. Just the ability to move after buffing a bunch of stuff and then start buffing another lane. That's pretty good.
so at the end of the day, what's really important here is that we start a petition that Nina gets to do the season pass video for this so she can dress as the baby dolphin. Because that sounds exactly perfect.
Yeah, it does.
Right. Good card. I'm worried about it in the current metagame, but I'm assuming the metagame will shift and this will be good. because they're not going to release a bad Jeff. Okay. Next up, we have Venus. What the I don't even know who Venus is in Marvel. I swear to God, I've never read a Venus card. Comic with Venus in it. When your cards in play are boosted, they get an extra +1. Oh, okay. So, like, if you play Jeff and Venus, right, they're going to get +2 each card that reveals there. That seems good.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
That seems pretty good.
it's an engine card. Like this is they're building an engine deck.
mhm.
You want to play this with that, and you snowball, right? Like you're snowballing your play. If you're getting those draws perfectly early on, the rewards are going to be great. You're going to be absolutely dominating your opponent on the board early on, and then you just keep going and going and getting boosts and overwhelming with power. So yeah, this is it's like you obviously don't play this outside of outside of Jeff cards or decks or whatever, but it's a great piece to that engine.
Yeah.
I see this deck kind of being reminiscent of Athena Havoc, with like Elsa back in its heyday.
Mhm.
And I was a big fan of that archetype, simply because they had no problem playing out to the board. It was kind of like an aggro kind of feel for. I know Marvel Snap doesn't really have those archetypes, control aggro, type of things, combo, but it kind of felt aggro-y. And
Mhm.
they would back then play Cosmo Juggernaut to kind of close out the game. We got our points. We're gonna stop you from doing whatever you were trying to do. We're gonna Cosmo Jug stuff like that. I'm a big fan of. So I think I'm gonna be playing a lot of Jeff Venus.
It seems really good. It also seems like it's really good with stick. Like if you can curve
Yep.
out and go Jeff into Venus into stick, right? Like you're pretty damn happy. +5 to the cards you play after that, and then you just sort of go off. Ideally, that next card, which just occurred to me, is Fallen One,
Oh yeah,
because
that's
that's
true.
+7 on Fallen One right there, right? And then you can still move Jeff.
That sounds pretty. That's gonna be a pretty good curve, actually.
I
Yeah.
mean, honestly,
Yep. And you
just
don't have to. You get like the Star Lord bonus
mhm.
without having to do all of that, skipping all of the turns. Still get to be able to play a lot of power to the board, and kind of get that Star Lord big bonus towards the end of the game. That's gonna be a strong thing to do. Yeah. Fallen one. Fallen
Look,
one is definitely gonna fit well in the decks.
even stick just stick Fallen One is good. Just Venus Jeff into
Hmm.
Fallen One is good, right? Like we have lots of this is the Fallen One meta, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
True.
All right, cool.
That's a good shout out.
Monstro. Ooh, ooh, Monstro looks adorable. All right,
It
eight,
does.
8, 8. What? This card's cost is reduced by the cost of your deck's top card every turn. Like the cost changes based on your deck's top card.
Yep.
So this can
As long as
if
it's in hand, obviously.
right. So this card will be a 2/8 a lot in ramp decks, right? Is where we're running this.
Essentially, yeah. If your
Oh,
Yeah.
top card is a 6 cost, it's a
wait.
2/8.
I'm so sorry, Mr. 420 coming through. He's an 8/8 and he's a big octopus. Get it?
Yeah, that's yeah.
I didn't get it. That's clever. I love this card. I want it now.
I do not like this card. I think this card is garbage, and you're probably never going to see anybody play this card.
I think it's fine in ramp. No,
No, I don't think so.
why?
I
I mean,
am
maybe,
with
but
Ika here.
Why?
I don't think it's gonna be great. I just don't see it. Because the thing is, you have Chamber and Moondragon who are like 1 point off, but you can play them out proactively. You don't have to have the perfect top card of your deck, and have to go outside of your way to get this on the board while it's cheap, versus playing the play that
Mm,
your deck is telling you have to play. It's your Electro or your Blink turn, and now you're like, oh man, I better get this down. while it's discounted.
If 90% of your deck is cheap, though, you're just happy to have it. Maybe eight's not enough for what it does, but it has to be an 8/8. All right, whatever. It's awesome, and I'm gonna play it because it's an 8/8. That's a Monstro Octopus, and that's amazing. Also,
The thing,
I try not to eat octopus because they're way too smart, but also they're freaking delicious. So sometimes I eat octopus, and I feel very guilty about that. So I will play Monstro in penance. Ika,
no, I was just gonna. I do not eat octopus ever.
because
I was
they're
gonna say that this
intelligent, or
card is
because you
also
don't like them.
no, because they're very intelligent. Well,
Hmm.
I am also vegetarian, so that also ties into it. But
Hmm.
anyways, I was gonna say that this card is also one of the harder ones to probably buff nerve because then you have to change the text itself because if you get rid of the cost and
Hmm.
power, you're just getting rid of the flavor of the card completely.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. All right, I like this card because it's clever. Oh, I don't like this. How do we talk about this card?
What?
It's a 4/2. It's Jubilee Silver Surfer. But like, if we just call it part of its name, we're calling it another card every time. JSS, I
Uh,
guess.
Surfer,
All right,
Surfer, I don't know.
Jerfer,
Yeah.
Jilver, Jerfer. All right. When you draw a card, boost it with this card's power. So this is stick, except when you draw it,
Yeah.
and this can be buffed later, though.
Yep.
I
Oh,
like
This card's
this.
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact same way stick is good, right?
Better, I would say.
No, it's better. It's definitely better.
Why?
It affects every draw after it's
Oh,
on the
when
board,
you
right?
draw a card. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Ooh, welcome back, Zabu.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Imagine.
The sooner you can get it down, surge into
Mm-hmm.
this, getting it on turn 3 is gonna be really good. You get the extra power, and you get to hit one more card. So like really surge. Surge is gonna be a really good card with this in combination with this. And you get to snowball. It's like Viv, right? It's kind of reminiscent of Viv Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like you think about the curve, right? You go Jeff, you go Venus. Now Jeff is giving +2, so you play this. Jeff is going to give this +2, so that's 4. But also Venus probably affects this card too. So whatever next card you draw is not only getting 4, but also +2 from the Venus because it's boosted. So you're getting a 6 plus on the next
Mm-hmm.
draw you get.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're getting that 2, 3, 4 going, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's amazing. Actually, it's that's almost as much power as like a Scarlet Spider Maverick type of thing.
Yeah.
This
Except for you
also
like going tall instead of going wide. Pretty
also a
good.
fallen one deck, right?
Also, able to buff yes, also a fallen one deck. A lot of these cards, it seem like the whole the boost keyword is going to be really good for fallen one
Yeah.
in general. I think.
Are we gonna? This is gonna seem really weird, but it's like Okoye or Nakia. I guess we don't play Nakia because we have Viv. But like those cards just got a big buff too, right? Do we change them to boost? Probably, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm wondering too is like what cards retroactively get the boost text? Because that could be interesting too, right? Like we're
Mhm.
looking at these cards only with, like the Venus effect and everything, but what if like some of those cards get boost and now all of a sudden you're looking at them from a different perspective. You're like, oh, okay. Now Venus makes them super strong too. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this is good stuff. All right, moving along to Quicksand. Oh no, bye, fallen one. Is this the last card? Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh wow. All right. Good, because I can go to sleep. All right. Series 4, so everyone's getting this. 2/4. The next time your opponent will start a turn with bonus energy, they don't get it. Oh, that means that's once per game, right?
That's once
Oh,
per
there's
game,
3 more cards
but it
apparently.
is the next time. So you can play this on curve and it will still work if they play Star Lord on 5. because it's the next time they get bonus energy.
Yeah. But
So
if they get a
this is why
bonus
you don't
energy
run Fallen One.
but if they get a bonus energy before Fallen One, then it wouldn't matter, right? Like if they just trigger a random
Yeah, if they
kill.
get like a Luna down or
Yeah.
something, or, yeah, sure. But you know, yeah, I guess. But again, this is a card
Is she
that,
holding slushies?
yeah, of course.
Is there a reason for that I'm missing?
You're not caught up on Quicksand lore.
Clearly not. If you told me there was a Marvel character named Quicksand, I would say yes, probably, but also that I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's just where the summer theme part of
Okay.
it. But no, this is a card that I think we've desperately needed in the meta. Like, it's not and all be all for extra energy decks. Like, you can still roughly kind of play around it, but it is it's like a rock in your shoe, right? A sand in your shoes, um, where you're like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. Like, Wiccan loses 1 turn of energy. That kills it. Like, sure, you get turn 6 of energy as well, but that extra 1 turn of energy is detrimental
Yeah.
for Wiccan if they don't get it. Star-Lord, similar thing. If like they don't get that 5, like if you're playing a Star-Lord on 5 and you just don't get that extra energy, like your deck is completely dead. So it can be a big hindrance. It can be also um like a protective card in the sense of like you play Luna on and then you have Quicksand as well, so you denying them a turn of an extra energy while you're getting the benefit of that. That's something that you can think about as well. There's different ways to use this card. It's a 2/4. It's not a bad body. Yeah, it's good.
Mercury and Quicksand being the like counters to this kind of thing is cute.
I really like this. I love that they're building in this space of allowing some type of counter to the extra energy because we really have gone way overboard, I think, when it comes to extra energy. Like Mobius has been here for discounts for a long time now. I think it's way past time. At least it's not a Mobius. It's not, saying, hey, all the rest of the game, they can't have extra energy. But they have to make a sacrifice if they want to be an extra energy deck. No longer will you be able to Psylocke into Star-Lord. The Psylocke won't give you the extra energy to let you Star-Lord. No longer will you be able to Luna Snow into Star-Lord because you won't get the energy from the Luna Snow. So it's gonna slow down. It's definitely gonna slow down Star Lord a lot, a ton, and it may be the answer that would be needed for that. And it can kind of cap the Fallen One decks when they start to rise up in the boost meta too. So I'm a huge fan. You can fit it at 2/4 into your curve pretty easily on like turn 4 sometimes. If you're worried about Fallen One on 5, it's really good. I'm a huge fan of this one.
This is getting nerfed to a 3-drop, and it's also going to end up losing some power, but that's fine. Good card.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, I do. There's
I think what you
same thing as stupid. What's her name? I said it earlier. Mercury.
Mercury?
Yeah.
I think what you will see with this card, well, because Mercury's problem was that it was a combo within itself. It was a
Yeah.
Cannonball Mercury combo. It wasn't a denier. It was you're like you are actively using it as a powerful card. What I feel like this card's like life path is going to be is similar to, I don't know, I guess Mobius in that sense, where you're gonna put this in your decks. And although those extra energy ramp, whatever decks are going to be like, well, I just can't play my deck now. And as soon as you start seeing that those decks disappear, you're going to take this card out of your decks. Then those ramp decks are going to see that nobody's playing Quicksand. They're going to start playing those decks again, and then that's like that kind of a push and pull
I
cycle that happens a lot with
I agree,
tech cards like
and
this.
that's why Mobius and Mobius stayed at 2/3. Oh wait, This is going to get nerfed and be a 3-cost card.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I still stand that it will not.
Okay.
Power, he might lose.
I can see it being a
give you that,
2-3. They'll try a 2-3 first, but then
Okay,
it'll be a 3-3.
I could see
or
it being a
3-4.
2-3 eventually. I could see that.
It's just too free as a 2-4.
But it's only one time, so I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's right in the sweet spot.
We'll see. I think it's
And
damn
so
close.
many cards. It's like a cable. You got to think if cable can be a 2-4, pretty sure this card can be a 2-4 because it's not getting value every game. You got to think about that too. So sometimes it's just a 2-4, which is like okay, you know.
Yeah, but like that, there's no downside because it's just a 2-4 is fine, right? Like it's still ahead of rate stats for a 2-drop. Like your downside is you played a domino without taking up a draw. You can prodigy it,
Which is really good. Yeah. You can. Yeah, you can do things. You can do things like prodigy, sure.
What the actual fuck?
Oh yeah, this one.
No, not the power of the card. How is Karen Paige a 4/5, but Submariner is a 1/2? Sorry. All right, Submariner, who is my dad's favorite superhero for reasons he's never been really clear on. Maybe he just likes the abs. When this is boosted, add a random 1-cost character to your hand with the same boost. Oh. Okay. So that means they're definitely going to change boost because it says in hand or play. So that means there's got to be something to boost in hand, which means like Viv or something will boost in hand, right?
Well,
the Jubilee.
Oh, Jubilee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jubilee Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jubilee Surfer.
I like this card.
I love this card.
I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit down on this card, but I feel I like these kinds of cards. Generate something with bonus that maybe you can kind of sneak. Like obviously, 1-cost cards aren't going to be like, oh my god, I got this card where I can just win this game now, and they don't know that I have this card. Like obviously, that's not often the case, but this is still cool. I like this card a lot. I don't know.
I see this because it's like adding a demon. I mean, if you just think of it almost like you get a free demon, it says like add a demon without being a -3 power card. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. On average, you don't have to play it until you're ready to get the value, first off, because it's so flexible. It only costs him 1. You can kind of weave it in whenever you're ready to. And it's carrying over. It's that same kind of Maverick, Crafton Carter effect of we're gonna pass that buff from here to the next card to the next card. It's the same thing that Show Out is kind of built around right now. But if they're gonna stay in that direction, this is a 1-cost card that is also creating another 1-cost card. It is gonna be such a flexible card to just it being flexible and the card it creates being super flexible. They will know it's fair enough because they'll be able to see how much of a boost your 1-cost will have, but that's never been too much of a downside, I think.
So the text on boost reads like any permanent increase to a card's power counts as boost, whether it says boost or not.
I don't.
Ready?
Yeah,
Boost,
I don't know.
Boosts are permanent increases to a card's power. So it seems like any permanent increase to a card's power should count as a boost. Ongoing bonuses don't
think
count.
so.
I do.
I think there will be a distinction between boost and just regular buffs.
That's not how it's worded based on what boost is at the very least. Because otherwise you don't need the ongoing bonuses don't count distinction. That distinction only makes sense if every green power that's not ongoing counts.
Yeah, because it says permanent. That's why it could have just said permanent.
Yeah.
But you knowing that if the ongoing
like because
gets turned off, then the power isn't there anymore.
Right.
I think look there, think of how many cards give plus green power.
Uh-huh.
There's no way all of that get boost text
I
because
don't
then you
think
just
they
put
get boost
Venus
text.
in
I
like
think they're just
any deck.
automatically boost.
I can
That
because then it's like you play Venus, you play Vision, and every time Viv buffs your
Yeah.
hand, it's
I think
buffing
that's
+2. There's
what
no
this
way.
is. I think that's what they're doing.
There's no way.
I bet you a Coke.
I mean, I will eat a transcript of this podcast live on air if
Okay.
if that's what ends up happening.
I agree on the
Surfer.
power level. I just can't figure out what else the ongoing bonuses don't count thing means.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a better way to clear up that text, but as far as I see it, there's if every buff card is a boost, then like we're opening up a crazy door.
I mean,
They opening the floodgates on the buff archetype being the thing to do. I really do believe that that's the direction they kind of want to head into.
yeah, I don't know. I just can't figure out how else to make that text make sense. If boosts
Shadow
only
King
count
stocks are going to
if
go up.
if boosts only count cards that say boost, then ongoing cards would never count because boosts don't say ongoing, right? Like there's no reason for that to be there.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm not going to disagree that the text may be a little bit confusing, but I would challenge the idea of like any buff card being boost.
I don't know if that's what they're doing. That's the way it reads right now.
It would mean that Okoye and Nakia would their
Yeah.
text would change to boost +1 in that instance.
Sholau,
Mm-hmm.
Sholau would also be a
Surfer,
boost card. Yes,
everything.
so many. What we just kind of we look at it as just green power, but they're just naming it now. I'm assuming.
So
And if
maybe
these
they
are the
maybe
only
they
3
differentiate.
or 4 boost cards that they're kind of
Yeah.
adding in, it might not. I mean, the cards still have to. A lot of times have priority or something like that.
So
But you're right. Viv into that's going to be strong. It's going to +2 to your hand. They're bringing back the old Nova days, original Nova buffing your stuff by +2.
yeah, I mean we're gonna see, but like I don't know. See, this is boosted. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
This
I
seems.
do think that some cards will get boost text retroactively. I do think that like there is a room to take some of these green power affecting cards that are maybe less played, less used, and give the boost text to it, but it cannot be everyone.
Let's see. I should also 1,000% go check this, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Huh. All right. Either way, Submariner is really good. He should work with Marvel Boy. Is basically what I was gonna get at here.
Mm,
Like he should 100% work with Marvel Boy. That would be
I
incredibly
probably
cool.
won't.
I could see easily
Oh
Marvel
yeah,
Boy's.
I think that wouldn't. That's not bad.
Well,
It's only
Marvel.
adding +1 to the random 1
Well, then
cost.
it's adding +2 the next turn, right? Because
every turn it would re-trigger. Okay,
Yep.
so you keep adding 1 cost to your hand.
yeah, and each time they have +1 power. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, that would
But
be
like
fun.
Marvel,
That sounds like a fun mini game.
yeah, and Marvel Boy is static text, right? So like he's not on reveal or anything else right now.
Right. I mean, of course, the strategy falls apart to a
Mm-hmm.
Killmonger, which just gotta love how many checks and balances there are in Marvel Snap.
Mm-hmm. Now fix Shang-Chi and we'll be getting somewhere. Yeah, this seems cool. Very fun, even if it's not going to be great. Also, I don't like the art on any of these. Except Jeff, I guess.
Dolphin?
The Dolphin is really great. The rest of the art, man. All right, last one is Namorita
Oh yeah.
playing volleyball. When you draw a card, give it -1 cost if this is your only card here, as a 3/5. That's also phenomenal.
Really good. It's really good.
You just
Mhm.
can play it alone, and then you play shit there later because everything has -1 cost.
Yeah, she's paying for herself
Yeah,
multiple times over, I think.
Yep.
I mean,
And with Jeff, you can like move power into that lane later on. You don't even have to. You're not even sacrificing that much sometimes.
you're never because just on the last turn of the game, just you can play there if you want. She's vulnerable to Horde and Red
Negasonic
Guardian.
Warhead.
Well, no, you play her on turn 3. She's not vulnerable to
Well,
Negasonic,
I
I
was
thought.
saying,
Oh, at the end of the game.
the strategy of her being the
Mhm.
only card in the lane for so long gives your opponent time to do stuff like Negasonic Warhead that lane later. It's a little counterplay to that type of idea of this is the only card in the lane, but she's still amazing. She's really really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this card's it's not like broken because you don't draw this on 3. You're gonna get a good benefit out of it still, but it's gonna feel a little worse, especially if you have to play this like off curve. By that time, you're probably already planning out your board placements for cards and things like that, so you maybe are not leaving the room for this card. So this is a card that you kind of have to play on 3. But hey, look, you're not gonna complain about its
I
its effect.
could play it on 4, I think, reasonably. Does
Yeah,
this?
maybe 4, but then that's it, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah. You're never
even
playing
4
anymore.
to me is pushing it, but
Huh? This is a good damn card.
I I'm thinking that they are kind of trying to lean a little bit further away from the combo synergy
Mhm.
that we're in right now too, because this isn't the first card that we've seen that said your top deck will be a lot
Yeah.
better. So
Yep.
you should use your top deck. Who cares what it is? It doesn't matter how well it plays with the other kids in the sandbox. Just play it. It'll be a there will bon there'll be a bonus for just being able to have a deck where all these are just pretty much good cards. They all just kind of fit in this we're gonna buff or we're gonna discount kind of thing. And we'll just give you these nice bonuses if you can just whatever your top deck is, play it.
Yep.
Well,
Jubilee, another card
you
I
don't have
was
to play it,
thinking about.
right? Like you could just hold it and explode at the end of the game.
Well, in this case, yeah, you don't have to, but just in general,
I
your top deck. Yeah,
I could
I like that.
I
I,
could
I'm,
play
a, I'm a
this with
fan.
Hitmonkey, right?
True, true. Imagine it does not say minimum of 1 cost
Yeah.
either, so you
Yeah.
actually can make
Zero
your
cost.
1 drops free with this card,
Hmm.
Mhm.
which we haven't really seen much of that in a long time. Since like Quinjet and Sarah used to be able to make one
Well,
cost free.
Black Swan.
Well, Black Swan specific that's what she does
Yeah.
specifically, but just as a card like
Hmm.
this, where
That can
just being
discount
like a
everything.
random
Uh,
yeah, it's not
Surge.
specific to 1 cost, but that's kind of like a big bonus, I think.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
you just play her on 3, and you're just like, all right, I'll play 18 ones in Hitmonkey. Sounds good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can somehow start cheating extra draws as well,
Hmm.
things like that.
Nico's blows
Super
shit
good.
up. Nico's blows shit up,
Yeah.
and maybe you even figure out how to run like some Eitri shenanigans.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Yoda's perfectly on point as well with like the type of meta that they're.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of meta that um, good players thrive in
Oh,
because it requires a lot of like planning and improvisation and the idea of get ahead, stay ahead that some players struggle with sometimes. So if you love Snap, you love like mid-range piles of cards, this is gonna be the month, you know?
So part of the
Yep.
issue is though, like a lot of what made mid range so interesting in Snap was you had a good idea of the power range. Between Namorita and Boost, you're gonna have no idea what the power output range is,
Exactly.
which is
Yep.
gonna, I think, hurt good players too. At least at first, right? Like where it's just gonna be like, well, they could be. I think they're gonna be dropping like 12 power here, and then they could just drop like 37 power there. That's gonna be a big difference.
Well, this is where
Well,
like your
she
retreats
gets
and
countered
things
pretty
come in.
heavily by Mobius.
True, true.
Yeah.
Can help you put a. There are going to be cards to kind of taper off
But like I
the
don't
output. I think.
not her specifically. It's sort of like all of them. It's just hard to know the power output that people can put out right
Yeah.
at that point, right? Like um one of my big complaints about show has always been like unless I'm counting how many turns you're doing two cards, it's genuinely completely obnoxious, right?
hmm Taking a wild guess. Oh man, what turn did they play? Did they play two cards that turn? Did they play a Kitty Pride that turn? Had they drawn their Kitty Pride by three, or did they draw it on four?
Yeah.
That type of thing. Yeah, I'm big on that. I'm definitely in the same camp of. I guess it's plus 12. you know.
Yeah. But like I think the whole metagame sort of becomes that, right? Like a big part of what makes Star Lord so hard to play against is you're like, what is the range of this power? Are they gonna like play a Zola and an Eliath? Are they gonna like what power range am I trying to play around? And I think that has become one of the big things the tech apocalypse changed is like Shang-Chi meant the power range was more than 10, right? Like we can answer that. And now like you just are playing over these ridiculously wide power ranges and it's really really tough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good thing with these kinds of decks, though, like the mid-range ones that snowball, is like if you're good at snapping and retreating, you're gonna do well because
Yeah.
if you recognize early on that you're losing because they're just absolutely snowballing to Jeff into Venus into just retreat,
Mhm.
you're good.
Yeah.
Whereas the Star Lord decks are sometimes a little harder to retreat on because until turn 4 or 5, you're like, maybe I'm winning.
Yeah. Do they have
Yeah.
Star-Lord? And
yeah.
then they do. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. It seems like if that's consistent, it's almost more frustrating though. One of my least favorite experiences, Marvel Snap. Like there have been like 3 or 4 metagames I really hated. I don't hate most, but a metagame I really really struggled with was not this January. I mean, this January the Showdown meta wasn't terrible for me. I hated the Star Lord and despised the Gambit, but the Showdown meta was annoying but not terrible. The January before when it was Iron Patriot and it was just snap on 2, and then whoever won on turn 3, the other person had to retreat was obnoxious.
Yeah.
Was
Or
obnoxious.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't want that
remember
meta
that
back.
going.
Like it was just like snap, oh, fuck you, bye. Like every game was 2 turns. It was so
Yeah,
unfun.
they must have their Iron Patriot. Yep.
Like they play Iron Patriot and snap, and I'm like, all right, well, they're gonna drop a Rocket and Groot or whatever that I can't beat here. Bye. They got a Gladiator. I can't beat it here. Bye. And it's just like it was very very unfun.
Yep.
Also, people should
Yeah,
probably start playing Ascani Sun that way. Like if you get Prio on 3 and you're gonna win it, you can consider snapping.
I could see that. It's one of those snowbally kind of cards that just it seems like it's getting more and more difficult to start to counter it after you've already lost the lane. Because
It's
then you're just focusing more and more on that lane, and by that time they're starting to pivot into the other lanes, and you just feel behind. Versus the Super Giant Ascani, which that's the only Ascani I see. You just start to feel more and further behind the more you're trying to worry about one thing versus just saying, "Hey, I want to make sure I'm covering all my bases."
Well, Marble Snap is a game ultimately that is taking the energy you get each turn and trying to convert it into power to win the game, right? Ascani's on deck say I'm going to limit the power my opponent can output by using the card Supergiant, and I am now even though I'm playing Supergiant to force you to play fair, I'm playing with a +5 energy advantage on you. That it will be converted to power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And looking here at the 5 costs, there are really very, very few bad hits.
Mhm.
Very few.
Like, even if you hit a Modok on the last turn of the game, who fucking cares? You're not playing Devil Dino,
Right.
right? Like, it's just free power. Like, you're playing with a 5 energy advantage on the last turn of the game, 90% of the time. It's just, that's a lot when you're forcing your opponent to play fair through cards like Supergiant or Negasonic or whatever. I think
It
it
will
needs.
get worse.
Uh,
Like right now, Ascani's Sun seems better than I think it is because there are so many combo decks that allow you to get Ascani Sun rolling. But
mm-hmm.
as soon as we start heading into cards like this, and everybody's always playing on curve and always playing cards on the board every turn, it's gonna seem a little less good.
So April, I agree. Sorry, May, I agree. June, I don't think I agree. May is like all these cards that are really early prio power cards. Like Jeff is a 2/2. Unless you happen to play your
So
Jeff on the same lane.
yeah, but then it snowballs into so much more, right?
Yeah, I mean it's +1 to every card you play there, but like if you play Jeff into the +3, right? Now you have a 5 power lane, right? 6 power lane, excuse me. Once you play homegirl on Jeff. And like this kind of Sun is 3, and I'm probably gonna play a debris in that lane. And I've got 11 power
Yeah.
and you've got 6.
Or
And
Rocket and Groot, and it's so hard to push through Rocket and Groot once it's down.
Now you get 1 power, they get -1 power. You get like, yeah. And then like you compare that, and then you play Supergiant, and now you've got the 5 drop.
Yeah.
And you've turned off the boost.
Well, less good though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Afghanistan games for me have been like, oh my god, they just haven't even played a card on turn 2, so now I'm just winning.
Yeah.
Because they're playing Star Lord. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's less good, but I still think it's very often going to be a snap condition. Again, having +5 energy is a lot, even if you don't get to choose exactly what you do with it. Which I guess we probably should have seen when we reviewed Ascani-san. I'm gonna like start
yeah, I
thinking
can't
more
believe we
of that.
missed that.
Yeah. Like, it's just +5 is a lot. Oh wait. In fairness, even when I reviewed it in the preseason, I had it in Supergiant decks. I just didn't realize how good it would be in Supergiant decks.
Yeah.
I thought he should be a 2/4. I thought he would be like great as a 2/4. Turns out 2/3 is plenty when you get 5 free energy.
Yeah.
Yep.
2/3 is pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all in his instance. When, like you said, you got a debris and Rocket and Groot, you already had a Bob, a Hydra Bob, or a Nightcrawler on turn 1. Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think even Ika, who popularized it, is underrating it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you actually popularized the card. That's funny.
playing against it feels really, really scary and rough.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a lane you almost always lose against Supergiant decks because they're able to just close things off with either Cosmo or Negasonic, right? And now, like, that other lane, you're, like, playing a 50-50 game, and you're like, God, I hope I don't just die to freaking whatever dumb shit this makes.
Yep.
All right. That's it.
Yeah, and it's
that's
like
not
the
it. We got another
Supergiant,
fucking card.
Oh my gosh.
goodness.
All right, this has got to be the last
Right.
card. Triton is
I think it is.
3/4, and he's playing water polo. On reveal, boost 3, the last character played by each player last turn. Ooh. That's terrible.
What?
This is okay, look, I'm not gonna argue that it's not terrible, but it's also not bad. It's like a trade-off, right? Like you're saying like, oh, your card is not gonna get the benefit of the +3, but my card will.
So,
but yeah, I don't know. Like if you have Maverick and this hits Maverick, but for them it hits, I don't know, Okoye, you're getting more benefit out of this card than they will.
Sure.
Yeah.
But now you're playing this on turn 4?
Yeah.
Or turn 5, I guess. I don't know. I assume we
The
have to assume
only
Shallow is
problem being we're gonna be in the same meta as it's rare that your opponent isn't gonna have some boost stuff going on. Like if you're doing boost stuff, you got to imagine we're in the boost season. They're probably going to have like Carters and Mavericks and Iskas and whatever cars benefit from being boosted too. Maybe not the exact deck, but you're going to have to try to find your timing. Your timing has to match up perfectly with their last card, depending on priority.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got to get this. I want to get this Maverick, but I don't want to give the 3 power to that card. And that's going to be an issue, I think.
This card's terrible.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad, too.
I don't know. It could be good.
I mean, you can boost Jubilee. Juba Surfer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Surferlation
like
Lee.
Yoda's point is on like correct.
Yeah, I don't
If
want
we're all
mirrors.
in mirrors, that's tough to use. But
Mhm.
as soon as we transition out of that, and perhaps you're not just running into complete mirrors, then this looks appealing.
Well, it's also if Storm Famine is fantastic, I can see a lot of people skipping turn 1 and 2, and then you play this and you just boosted your character and they didn't play anything.
Yeah.
Lasher meta. Let's
Oh,
go.
sure. Lasher. I played some C2 today, and Lasher was pretty good in the C2.
I like
I
Lasher.
just wanted to try out the Goose buff, and Goose didn't do much, but C2 Cerebro and Lasher and Red Guardian were pretty good. They were actually pretty. Red Guardian won me most of the games. Did all the heavy lifting.
Hey, Boosty is going to be doing 24-hour streams the whole Boost season, so get ready for that. No sleep for Boost.
Okay.
E. All right. I don't want to talk about this card. This card's boring and this podcast is long. Let's call it. It is variant of the week. So I didn't bother you with variant of the week. I was like, I'm not doing it, and Brady was like, I'm picking 3 variants. You guys have to defend them. So we're Yoda
Nice.
as a first-time guest. Pick which of the Agatha variants you would like to be your variant of the week.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be the third one. I
Okay.
believe it's my favorite out of the 3.
Why?
I mean, I just love that I like that art style. I'm a big fan.
Nice. All right. Ika?
I'll take the middle one.
Because Ika's a
For
pervert.
no
Just, you know.
no reason.
Mm-hmm,
No reason.
mm-hmm.
The art style is great.
So that means I get the mathematically correct one. It's like we played a game and you were all just like, I get to auto win. I get the really cool angular looking one. This one would be perfect if her shirt actually covered her sides. For reasons I'm unclear on, it doesn't. But like everything else about this one is amazing. She looks ridiculously cool. She looks ageless and timeless, which she doesn't in the others. She looks like a baby in the far right one. She looks like just a regular adult woman in the middle one. And that one's too photorealistic for me anyway. The far left one is the best of all. Just absolutely great. Deal with it. Except again, that for reasons I'm unclear on, her shirt doesn't shirt. I don't think I've ever seen a shirt on a human being that's just like, I'm just going to cover the middle of your tummy, but not the sides. That's not a thing. That doesn't make sense.
It is in fantasy. Where's Grandma Agatha? Now
I don't know. That's Brady.
that's for the art styles, of course.
Yeah. Grandma Agatha is one of the ones I use. All right. JB Easus apparently has this shirt, and I'm gonna need I was gonna be like, I need a picture of that, but I don't know your gender and I don't want to be a creep. So just know that I'm questioning your authenticity, JB. All right, let us move along. Hey, follow Ika. Why should people follow you, Ika?
Because why not? Is what I would say.
I do kind of want proof,
because look,
JB. I'm sorry.
I have a good time making decks. I have fun cooking, and sometimes we just nail a freaking meta deck, and it's fun when it happens live. So just come watch me.
That plus mustache. I don't know, Ika. You've been on way too much. I'm out of
I've
things
been
that are
here.
nice to
Yeah.
say about you.
Yeah.
Hats and mustache and meta decks, and I like you a lot. And we're good. Go follow Ika. Someone in the comments the other day was like, "How do I find Ika?" I'm like, "Watch the fucking video." I literally, and I was nice about it. I was like, "Ika underscore MTS," but I wanted to be like you watched enough of the video to know that the deck came from Ika. JB is cutting the shirt. But you watched enough of the video to know it came from Ika, but not enough of the video to where I literally have your screen name on the screen. It's just follow Ika. All right. You should also follow Yoda. Yoda, why should people follow you?
I tried to give a decent meta analysis, and hey, I'm pretty much on daily.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the inside scoop on what the top players are doing, at least I'll be facing them. I might not beat them, but at least I'll be facing them.
You shouldn't follow Yoda. He is in fact unhelpful. You know what? He doesn't help my rank. There was like 3 seasons where every third game was against Yoda, and I would win like 1 out of every 5. He is obnoxiously good at Marvel Snap. Go watch him and get better at Marvel Snap, I guess. But like he beat the shit out of me. I was actually really good against him in pre-Infinite, but as soon as we hit Infinite, he would kick my ass consistently. So stop beating me up, Yoda. Although
I'll do my best.
I think I beat
No
you.
promises.
I think I beat you today because you didn't draw Sholau.
Oh yeah, you got me good. You got me good. I did not.
Though you didn't snap, and I was like, he doesn't have show. Like if you snapped, I was
No, I
out.
didn't.
I was out because
Yeah,
you dropped the
I
Scarlet
didn't. I
Spider
couldn't
last
bluff it.
on turn
I
5.
couldn't bluff it. I had nothing.
Yeah.
I think I just had a two power cards in
Yep.
my hand. I couldn't do
You
it.
dropped the Scarlet Spider on turn 5, and I'm like, shit, Show beats me. Wait, he didn't snap. If he didn't snap, there's no Show Lao in
Yeah,
his hand,
yeah.
and
I
that means I
probably should have
just
bluff
win.
snapped, but
Yeah, I would have been out in a
no.
second at that show because I couldn't beat like a 15 power Scarlet Spider. That would have just immediately crushed me. Yeah. Uh, well, I don't take too
I
long, Ally.
appreciate you
That's not a thing.
having me. I appreciate the invite, Pulse.
Yeah, you got to come back. You stream every day, so I know you're on, so I know I can get you. So you got to come back soon.
I will do. Will do. That's definitely first, not the last time.
Awesome. Yeah, please follow Yoda. Remember, unhelpful has no E in it. Genuinely great person, phenomenal Marvel Snap player. You'll see some meta decks, occasionally brew some meta decks. Good times. Good times will be had. I promise. All right. Certain tiers report on our Patreon come with on our thanks. I'm going to say thank you to a whole crap ton of people as fast as I possibly can. Thank you to Code, our patron of the month, Epically, Summit, Turbo, LEB, Ink, Iron Frostman, Host, Ivan, Ryan Burke, Ryan, Snap, Ryan, Go for Kev, Caretaker, Inquiry, because he's your character, through Camp, like Pyro, Jonesy, Snap 22, Hollow, Fat Nick, Absolute Shannon, Dirty Casual, Dark Mogul, Mr. Gravel, Ginger Prime, Philly, Haplo, Kenny Logs of the Angels, The Business, Black Cubes 23, Skippy, Jessica, Gamble, Slush, the King, Bros, The Great, Kazoo, Werewolf, Kazoo, Built 2 Tilt, Clam, David Wingfield, Just Nate, Martin, Jason B, Matt V, William, Billy, Nick, Charles, Drake, Washington, Corbin, John Q, Jimmy Q, Q Town, Gist Out, ACH, Big Man, Cactus Jack, Steve O, Yomarco, Ted Pro, Quid Pro Joe, Snap, Joe, Biggity Boom, Ocularis, Flam 6, Spectrum, X, Fox, Hoot, Matt H, TJ McIding, Snowflake Flex, Nick the Greeky, Toxic Soul King, Baby, King of Canada, JJ, MF, Falcon, Father, Newman, 2 Ties, the Great One Does, the Parking Tucker, and of course, Gunny T, where the T stands for. Thanks for joining me, friends. Don't forget, Unhelpful Yoda, no E in the helpful, Ika underscore MTS, both on Twitch, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Marvel Snap video. Peace.